I am going to show you how to make part of an image disappear using layer masks. So all these are great examples of layer masked images where part of the image is missing and it kind of creates this cool illusion effect. So let me show you over in Photoshop how this works. So first of all, you need to use a tripod and your camera cannot move in between the shots. So what you do is you take a picture of whatever background you need and then take a picture of your subject in front of the background. So this is just in studio and I did it of myself. So it's kind of blurry. You want a better picture than this. For these ones, notice they just took a picture of the white wall and then took a picture of the person in front of the wall. The camera didn't move. Here's just the chair in the forest and then the person sitting with a cloth on their head on the chair in the forest. So just so you get the gist, what we're going to do is we are going to take the picture of myself and layer it on top of the blank background and essentially kind of erase parts of the picture. So in order to put this on top of the other picture, I've opened both and I'm just going to select this one, Control A, and then Control C to copy. Bring it over here, Control V to paste. And so now you see my picture of myself is on top of the picture of the background. Now my picture did nudge a little bit, but it should be okay. So essentially I could take the eraser tool and start erasing parts of my picture, but the eraser tool is permanent. So I like to do this with a layer mask instead. So they have to be aligned, which they will automatically be aligned if you took them on a tripod and you just copy and paste one picture over the other. So you have to have your layers panel open and I'm on the top layer, it's selected, and I'm going to add a mask. So to add a mask, you have to find this rectangle with this circle within it, click on it, and it adds a white rectangle to this top layer. Now, all the white rectangle means is that this layer is visible. In order to make parts of the layer invisible, I can use a black paintbrush as long as I've added a mask. If you don't add a mask, then you're just going to paint black on your picture. But if you click this button and added a mask to the layer, black paint will make parts of the image invisible and white will make them visible again. So I choose a paintbrush. I make sure it's on black. Here's this tiny icon. If it's on a different color, you can click the white and black icon here and switch it from black to white. And this is what makes Photoshop so cool. So I make sure I look up at my brush settings. It's 100% opacity, perfect. You can change the size and the hardness of your brush here. I also like to do that with the brackets next to the P on my keyboard. So if I go to the right and left bracket, it'll make it larger and smaller on the left bracket. If I hold shift and press the right bracket, my brush will get harder. So if you see up here, it gets harder edged. I like a softer edge brush for this. So I'm going to hold shift and do the left bracket and my brush will get really fuzzy. So all I have to do is add a mask and the mask is selected. Go to the black paintbrush and look. It essentially erases the top picture, the top layer, and reveals the background behind it. So I can really easily start making it look like parts of myself had disappeared. Now, if I zoom way in, I can be a little more accurate. I can also, for the shadowed areas, I could also maybe make my brush a little more transparent so it kind of blends with the shadows. Make my brush smaller. So I'm always using my key commands like the P there. See, and it's actually erasing what's there slowly. If I make a mistake though, this is the cool thing. If you were using the eraser, it would be gone. You could step backwards, but it's harder to blend and things like that with the eraser. I can just switch it back to white and it brings it right back. Look at, if I have it at 100%, it'll bring it right back. So black hides what's on that layer and white reveals it. So you've kind of got to get the hang of it. I want to kind of blend this area a bit more. So I'm just using kind of a very transparent brush to do that. So if I zoom out, kind of looks like my face has disappeared, but pay attention to the opacity of your brush. If that's turned down, sometimes it feels like it's not working. So a little softer, maybe a larger brush to blend some of those shadows.